whoa. What you looking at right now? Does your wife know you're looking at that? Would the Lord be happy if he knew you were looking at that? Over there lusting and a going. I'm just playing with you. You know, Bobby Dirkens here. Thanks so much for joining me for my impromptu show. I can tell this is kind of out of it. Try to get that Clemson flag nice and centered like the Lord would have it to be. Just got done with my Pigskin Pete, Bobby and Pigskin Pete show. If you don't know my buddy Pigskin Pete, what do you really know? Go check him out, Pigskin Pete. Go check him out. We just got finished with that show, but stay on the show and then go watch it. So I'm just going to talk about college football. I know there are a bunch of you already in here, you Clemson fans and you good people. But there are some of you in here, you're enjoying it just a little too much that Clemson lost. And can I tell you why that is? Because we're such a good football team. Is it a surprise that South Carolina got blistered by a team that is not in the top 10, even though they are? But let's be honest, A&M is like a top 18 team. Are you really shocked? Not me. Tennessee lost this weekend. Okay, I was actually surprised they lost to Arkansas. Are you shocked when Michigan or Michigan State lose? I'm not. But you're shocked when good football teams lose. Clemson loses Notre Dame. It's over with. Congratulations, Notre Dame. I've said it like 100 times. I'm done saying it. See you in Charlotte in December. Good luck to you. Okay? All right? Just going to go ahead and throw that out there. I got a bunch of you already starting to trickle in here. Got my little laptop right here. I'm going to dial up my YouTube and see who's in here. May there to you. A bunch of you getting in here. Just sniffing around. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to talk about some of the games in here. Let me see who's in here. Clemson Carson. May there to you, buddy. Good to see you. You're over there on the show. I just did. Bo Weevil. Hey, Bo Weevil. Good to see you. Kyle Pappick. Go Washington Huskies. My buddy out there in Seattle. Brentley Jones. Ashley Gillum. She says LSU. Are we talking about the ghost that is formerly LSU? I don't know. Corey Taylor, my idol number 8. Hi, Bobby. May there to you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right in there to you. Let's talk about some of the games that's going on this weekend. All right. If you don't know, college football is actually going on right now. Right now. It's November the 10th. We've got Akron at Ohio. We got Kent State at Bowling Green. We got Miami at Buffalo. Now, I know some of you sitting right there, you're kind of like me, you're like, those are horrible teams. It's college football. Okay? First of all, I don't care what year it is. Y'all know me, I try not to bring up like really touchy subjects. Every now and again I get pissed off and my mouth gets to running. My wife says that too. And I say some stuff. But y'all know I like for everybody to come here and enjoy a society-free football. Because sports and entertainment, believe it or not, supposed to be your getaway from the everyday life. It's the truth. It truly is. I know you wouldn't know that by professional, sports figures and so on. They can't take a piss without making it, a big deal. I'm taking this piss for a stand. No, you're taking this piss because you're about to bust and wet yourself. My God. But I love college football. This is incredible. So the Akron and Ohio is playing on a Tuesday night. I know they're not good football teams, but that excites me. I'm very, very happy about that. Kent State at Bowling Green. As I said, Miami of Ohio at Buffalo. Those are all going on right now. Okay? All right? So, we know what happened over the weekend. Clemson's off this weekend. Clemson needs to do two things. I'm going to do it in priority. They need to pull everything together. Coaching, hunger for the game. This could very well be our Pittsburgh loss of the season. You know, you remember that happened with Deshaun Watson's season. He won the national championship. Okay, all right. And tear it up. Next thing is we need to get the fundamentals of football down and get hungry. If Clemson played fundamental football against Notre Dame, they wouldn't have lost again. Now, for some of you out there, you're a Notre Dame fan, you're like, hey, you're trying to take away. Notre Dame didn't even play fundamental football the other night. Quarterback about to run into the end zone, gets the ball knocked loose. Well, that's part of the game. No, it's not part of the game. If you're playing fundamental football, do you understand what I'm saying here, folks? Do you understand what I'm saying here, folks? I know a lot of people have their thoughts about me, and that's fine. I'm okay. I sleep just fine beside my sexy wife with 2 pillows and a comforter, with The Office playing in the background on Netflix. But my point is, Clemson did not play fundamental football. They got to get back to that. And they have to, listen to me, they have to get hungry. They're not hungry. I've caught a lot of flack from Clemson fans. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm right, you're wrong. There we go. They are not hungry. They have got to become hungry for the game. All right, so let's talk about some of the games. Now, this week has a starting tonight. There is a college football game on every night through Saturday. Okay? Through Saturday, there is a game on. So I've already talked about the games on tonight. Tomorrow night, you have Eastern Michigan at Ball State. You have Toledo at Western Michigan. And you have Central Michigan at Northern Illinois. Now, if you're sitting there and you're like, Bobby, do you really care about those things? No, but I still love college football. I still love college football. It's a big deal. Thursday night, what's odd is that Thursday night, a night that actually has college football games on it, only has one game on. That's called Colorado State at Boise State. Boise State coming off their loss. We'll see how they respond to that. With BYU, I'm sorry. Friday night, Florida Atlantic at Florida International. Then you actually get a game that has a little more to it. Iowa at Minnesota. Iowa coming off that massive blowout of Michigan State. Michigan State just owning Michigan. It's really an interesting game. I mean, a lot of interesting stuff in there. But anyway, we'll see how Minnesota. If Minnesota drops this game, they're what, 0-4? Am I right? Are they 0-4 or 0-3? I can't remember. All right, I can't remember. Larisha. Hey, Larisha, how you doing? May there to you, Larisha. You know, I was going to try to meet her kids at that Walmart there in Myrtle Beach. And it just, I felt like Paul in the Bible when I didn't get to go to Asia and witness. I didn't get to see them. But Larisha, I'm going to tell you right now, I have plans to go to the race in Darlington. And as long as it doesn't fall through, even if I come through and hug your kids blue in the face, I'm going to do it. We're going to get a picture. Maybe form a calendar out of it. You may make a calendar out of it, you know. Here's Bobby right here. Here's Bobby right here. Here's Bobby right here. Here's Bobby right there. Here's Bobby over there. I mean, you just never know. You just never know. It's good to see them. I see more of you trickling here. Chase Henderson. Jason Henderson in here. Hokey for Life's in here. May there to you. Let's see. All right, and then, of course, Saturday we get to the game. So we'll talk quickly about the games. Number 9, Miami. Parker Henderson. Parker Henderson, you get in there. Normally, you come stumbling in a little later on. You get the leftovers. But Parker, he just finished the dishes. That's good. That's good. Clemson Carson says, I actually like Chase Elliott. All right. Larisha says, Advent calendar. Each day they'll learn a new Bobby phrase. Don't say the Bobby phrases. gets my kids in trouble at school all the time. Hurricane Kylo 407. Sup, Bobby? What's up to you? By there to you. By there, good to see you. Adam Harrison's in here. George is in here. By there to you. I got 20 people in here, only 9 thumbs up. Y'all not like me? Am I fickle? Am I not showing enough skin for you? Let's talk about this. We're going to jump right into this. Number 9, Miami, at Virginia Tech. Does that not sound like an upset waiting to happen? Now, I'm going to go ahead and stop right here. Agree with my buddy Pigskin Pete. Miami, thumbs ups are starting to go up. Thank you so much. Makes my heart feel better. I'll sleep better tonight. That and the alcohol and the prescription meds. But when you see Virginia Tech, you see a potential of extreme letdown or a win. And they do it all the time. Between you and I enjoyed watching the Liberty Baptist Falwells beat them this past week. Chase Henderson said the Henderson sisters liked your vid. You two, I tell you, you're just as cute and as precious. I could just pinch your cheeks and shake you to death, you know. Larisha says, come on now, Justin Fuentes is my second favorite, you know, coach. Hey, that's fine, Larisha. I love you to death, and Lord knows I'll be there if you needed me. I would say I'd give you the shirt off my back, but that sounds kind of odd. You know, man to a woman. You understand what I mean. Though I would, in a very Christian HR way. But this game does not sit right with me. It doesn't. It's like looking at a dude in a park. And he has that weird thin mustache. And he drives a Bondo van. And he sells ice creams to the kids in the neighborhood. Do you really trust him? I don't. And if you're smart, you won't either. That's how I feel about Virginia Tech. They get their wins every now and again. But I don't know about that. Number 10, Indiana at Michigan State. You know, it's good to see Indiana do something like that. You know, the Indiana's, you know, been winning their games. Okay? Okay? But, if they beat Michigan State, what are they really beating? But if they have truly improved, this will be a game they should win. Number 12, Georgia at Missouri. Okay, Georgia's lost 2 ball games. They lost their big one against Florida. If they would have won that game, they would be right back in the discussion. They got blistered. I know injuries happen. Hey, we had injuries happen. We lost in South Bend. Nobody wants to hear it. We'll remember that when all that talent is back. So, anyway. Number 12, Georgia at Missouri. I think they'll definitely win the ball game. There's one that's funny to read. Number 15, Coastal Carolina at Troy. Very interesting game. Very, very interesting game. Glad to see the second best team in the, you know, in the country, or in the state of South Carolina, doing so well. Coastal Carolina, that is. I'm going to go through these next ones kind of quick. We're already about 14 minutes. Don't want to bore you to death. Marshall's number 16. Liberty is number 22. The Raging Cajuns of Louisiana is number 25. Let's see. Notre Dame's number 2, playing at Boston College. Tell me that doesn't have upset written all over it. Number 3, Ohio State at Maryland. And we know what's going to happen there. Number 23, Northwestern. Northwestern's been playing way better ball than what we all thought. And Northwestern is a team I like. I like Pat Fitzgerald. It's very difficult to recruit those guys into that school. That's a top 10 school in almost every academic category you can Pat Fitzgerald has his job come out for him. And it cut out for me. And here's one of the things is 1 year they look like trash, like last year. Next year they look incredible. And if you go back and look over and over, the majority of the time that's really the case for Northwestern. Northwestern number 23 playing at Purdue. Here's the thing for Northwestern. Win the games. I say this all the time if you want to build a program. Win the games you're supposed to win. Win some of the games you don't supposed to win. And the games you're supposed to absolutely get hammered in, you stay close. That's easy to recruit to. I don't care who you're recruiting to. I mean, if I can figure that out, I mean, my God, they got to figure it out. And if they don't, I'd be happy to be paid buttloads of money for subpar decisions. Wisconsin at Michigan. Michigan is just a dumpster fire. Shell of history. Shell of history. For some of you in here, you don't know what a shell of history is. Maybe your first time joining me. A shell of history is a team that looks the same. They wear the same jerseys, play in the same stadiums. They got the same fight song. If you look around the stadium, you see the same banners from championships of old, but they are not the same team, period. You're right. Chase Anderson, I agree with you. Michigan's going to lose this game. There's a great chance they're going to lose this game. Florida State at NC State. Who knows who's going to show up that day? Florida State has 1 week they look better than the next week. They look like Aunt B lining up to try to play against you. So there we go. Our Coots from South Carolina, they're going to be playing at Ole Miss. I agree with you, Larisha. I can go ahead and tell you right now that I would love to see Coastal Carolina play South Carolina right now. I believe they'd beat them. I know they would. In Columbia. Let me see. We got Utah at UCLA. Our old buddy Jake Bentley's playing down there. By the way, Jake Bentley's mom actually came on my channel. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. Jake Bentley's mom came on my channel. Very sweet woman. She agreed with me that he should have never went to South Carolina. She said that and I'm serious, this happened. I'm not making this up. I know some of you right there going, who's telling it? Even if I was, it's my channel, but second of all, I ain't doing it. Lord, I got better stuff to make up. Like, that time that me and the Victoria's Secret models went on a world tour. Now, see, that would be one to make up. Don't tell my wife I said that. She'll kick me in the nuts. But my point is that she came on the channel and she totally agreed with me. Jake Bentley was an underdeveloped football player. You don't come out and throw against the same Clemson defense for 510 yards against the same Clemson defense that turned around and limited Tua Tagovailoa and that entire team to only 14 points or something like that in that national championship. And then he turns around and plays poor. It's called player development, folks. We saw it at Clemson during the Bowden years. Poor player development. Okay? If you don't get that by now, there ain't much you're going to get about college football. Really football in general. So he's going to be playing for Utah against UCLA. Chip Kelly just can't catch a break, I mean, it just is what it is. We have postponed games this year. Alabama, LSU. Remember how big that game was last year? And this year it's just like, You could go to the local YMCA and find a better ball game than Alabama, LSU this year. But that is postponed. A&M, Tennessee's postponed. Auburn at Mississippi State postponed. Memphis at Navy. Who cares? Just the rest of them it's like reading the directions on how to put together a blender. Nobody cares. So there we go. So let me see who else has joined us in here. Some of y'all been saying "May there" to me. Y'all forgive me if I hadn't "May there" back to you. Let me see. Jordan, "May there" to you, old buddy. It's good to see my old Miami friend. Good to see you in here. Edo is running a dumpster fire. Let me stop right here and let's talk about this right now. And what I'm about to say is going to ruffle some feathers. Okay? What I'm about to say is about to ruffle some feathers. LSU, you're right, Clemson, Carson, thought they were an elite program. Okay? First of all, I don't care who you are. Clemson, Bama, LSU, Ohio State, the stupid kids from Wisconsin. When you lose that much talent, then you lose your defensive coordinator, and then you lose the guy who I said all off season, and everybody told me that I was an idiot for saying that they were like, Steve Ensminger's still there, and I'm like, no offense to him, but so? Huh? So? Joe Brady was the genius behind Joe Burrow. It proves itself with performance. Okay? All right. Just listen to me. Just listen to me. Just follow me here. All right? But you lose two of those coaches. And I'm a major believer in leadership. Okay? Then you lose all these great players. But you want to ride the bus of you recruit well? To quote my friend Pigskin Pete, go check out his panel. His channel. His panel. What is that? A sex panel? Is that one of those STD panels? Oh no, there's a wart. And it's on your leg. I mean, there's nothing wrong with you, son. You're fine. I shouldn't have went there. But I lost my thought. I regained it. You want to tell me that you recruit? Well, here's the deal. If you're in the top 10, you recruit well. Quoting Pigskin Pete, I agree with him 100%. That's the problem with Georgia. Now, I've got a good Georgia following, then I got some Georgia haters out there. Here's Georgia. Hey, Georgia, please stop. For the love of God, would you finally learn? It doesn't matter how well you recruit. If you're in the top 10, you always recruit well for the majority of the time. Please. National championship, Ronald Reagan wasn't even president yet. Okay? My point is, and here's where I'm going to lose a few people. And I'm not doing this for shock factor. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. Do I believe Ohio State is a good football team? Oh, yeah. Of course I do. Do I believe Ohio State is as good as they were last year? No, I do not. You know how many players, significant leadership Ohio State lost last year? Who was the player at this time we could not even turn our TVs on a regular non-sports channel and not see? Chase Young. Chase Young. That Aduka fella, cornerback. Do you realize, if you're not paying attention and thinking for yourself, you realize they're not playing for Ohio State anymore? You realize they're gone, don't you? Ole, gone. From what I can remember, he's gone. J.K. Dobbins, gone. We're talking about big-time leadership on a team. Gone. And you want to tell me that they're just going to waltz into the playoff and possibly win it all? Hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Virginia Capital Coaster says Ole is still at OS. Okay, well, I'm wrong. There. They did lose a lot of players. So, my point is that I did not say that Ohio State is not a good football team. I said that to believe that they would lose all of that talent, all that leadership, that's key. That's key. It's key. Leadership. And that they're just going to waltz into the playoffs and possibly win it all because they're the Ohio State Buckeyes is laughable. Remember, Ryan Day is still coaching with a lot of Urban's talent. How many times do we have to do this charade? Well, I saw somebody put on my board the other day. I think Ryan Day at this point might be better than Urban. How many championships has he won? Just saying. Just saying. Going to go to the comment section right here. Let me look in here. Ethan Pearson, Cornell Powell is getting better and better every week. I'm going to tell you right now, that guy right there played his brains out. Played his brains out. That looked like an All-American to me. That looked like an All-American performance to me. You know what? That one touchdown where he kept breaking tackle and spinning and breaking tackle and spinning and fell in. And you remember, of course, they went on that long replay. That was just, I'm sick of replays. I want to get it right, but it's now getting ridiculous. I mean, I said the other day on the show, kind of went out there, but I said, if you take a 3-second segment of me saying something and slow it down, I could be saying anything from something really bad to singing the Lollipop Guild. You don't know because you slowed it down so flippin' slow. And that's what happens to all of us is we get caught up into the slowing down of crazy stuff. And my point is it's got to stop. Cornell Powell, he reminded me of Mike Williams against South Carolina that season we won a national championship with Deshaun Watson. He really did. I mean, it looked incredible. Let's go on down here. Clemson Carson, Powell and Rodgers are two of the elite receivers in the country. I believe that. Rodgers has that slot receiver look, explosive. Really, you can see it with him. You can really see that explosiveness. He's slippery. He can slip the tackle. I mean, I don't care who's covering, linebacker, safety, corner. He can get loose. He can slip loose. He's got that low center of gravity. He's got fantastic hands, amazing hands, maybe the best hands on the team. All right. If I am Ladson, I'm going to him going, how do you catch the ball? You remember Randy Moss said this. Randy Moss, all his personal flaws and stuff that's went on in past years. But imagine this. He said, everybody's talking about catching the ball with your hands. I was just focused on catching the ball. And you really think about that, even though that's not a really deep thought, it really is. Catch the ball's thrown to you. I don't care how you do it. Catch it. Catch it. Catch it. A lot of receivers need to think about that. Really need to think about that. All right? All right. Let me see. George says, even if this year is weird, there's some really good teams. There are some really good teams. You are right. Chase Henderson says, you know who's getting better every week? Parker Henderson. He has improved every week on his housekeeping skills. Kudos to him. I'm going to tell you right now, there's something about setting my naked butt down on a fresh, clean toilet seat and dropping a couple of, basically looks like a few small trout into a toilet bowl. The things it does to me. The comfort I feel. For some of you weird religion people out there, the zen that happens to me. Not sin, zen. That's probably a sin in itself. Whew. Kudos to you, Parker. Kudos to you. For all of you who don't know, Chase and Parker are brothers. I call them husband and wife. It's fun. If you're offended by that, please, there's like 98 million channels you can go to and talk about how bad I am. It's truly funny. Going on down. Midnight Moon, my there, Midnight Moon. Good to see you in here. Never seen you in here. Hope you subscribe and stay and stick around, even if you hate my guts. I mean, I kind of like thumbs down. He says, I've been a Tiger for 50 years, since I was 5 years old. I'm still all in. I'm going to tell you right now, I am I've been a Clemson fan since I can remember. Grew up right outside of Clemson. I feel you. People tell me that I started pulling for Clemson when they started getting good about 5-6 years ago. If that makes them sleep better at night, good for them. But that's not the truth. Notre Dame dude 88. May there, buddy. Good to see you in here. I tell you, he's always been good to show up in here. It says Powell is a stud. Powell is a stud. All right. Powell is a stud. And let me tell you this. He has, for those of you who don't know, Powell has sat behind some great wide receivers. Great wide receivers. And instead of transferring out, he's waited his time. And I think Powell will actually do quite well for himself. He continues growing. You saw him on the big stage the other night. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. He was on the biggest stage that Clemson's been in since the national championship game, and except for a few other games. Truly. Okay? I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, incredible. He really stepped up. Okay? Clemson Carson says, if Rodgers doesn't get drafted, somebody needs to be fired. I agree with you. Fantastic slot receiver. Clemson for life, may there to you. Chase Henderson says, can you imagine if Justin Ross was playing? As long as he's healthy, yeah, imagine that. Rodgers is a beast. Nolan turned back. I'm going to tell you right now, I take up for Nolan Turner. I'm going to tell you why I take up for Nolan Turner. I'm just going to tell you that I don't think Nolan Turner is near as bad as everybody says he is. I do think that he could grow in some places, but I feel like Nolan Turner has people need to lay off of him. I mean, I'm serious. You need to go after Landon Zander more than you need to go after Nolan Turner. Period. Trust me. Oh, Lord, I'm about to get off here. I've been saying that for 15 minutes now. I just like seeing what y'all say. Midnight Man says, well, Bobby, my other channel was called Tiger for Clemson. I woke up this morning, I was locked out. This is my backup account, but I've been following you for a very long time. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Clemson Carson says, Xander is a guy who must get better. You're right. But you know what is interesting to me? And I'm going to sound totally schizophrenic here. Won't be the first time. I did take my pills, though. Xander come out of the game, and we saw things got worse. I mean, it did. Got a few I like Turners in here. DJ going to grow and be a beast. Do you realize the other night when he threw for 426 yards, that's right off the top of my head, against Notre Dame, that's the most yardage Notre Dame has ever had thrown against them. Not at home, but in the history of their football program. Ever. So a 2-game starter, true freshman, two-game starter, threw for the most yardage. And think of all the great quarterbacks that Notre Dame has ever faced. Ever. Go research it. It's a who's who of football. And he threw for more yards in only his second start. That massive stage, and it come out that he was injured in the game. All right? I'm just telling you. It's incredible. One more comment, and then I am done. Jordan, my old Miami buddy, God help you. Bobby, one of my favorite videos of yours is when you broke the story on the Georgia football player getting suspended, and YouTube freaked out and removed it. I almost went and rioted in the streets for you. You're a patriot, my friend. Nobody would have noticed if we went out and rioted. I mean, unless we blew up something. We're not trying to blow up anything. Nobody take us down or report me to anybody who could be in power. And, I might fart on your pillow. wipe with your sock and put it back in your sock drawer, but I wouldn't blow up anything. No. But I do appreciate that, Jordan. Thank you so much. That did happen. Out of all the videos I've ever uploaded, that actually happened. I uploaded a video talking about that. That was last season, talking about what happened. And God is my witness, it just stopped working. And I had buddies of mine tell me that, well, this is what happens. And you know, if you're political and stuff like that, that happens to you all the time, unless you're on a certain side. Y'all know me, I try not to talk about politics on here. I'm so tired of hearing about politics. It's not that it doesn't matter, it's that, once again, I want y'all to hear me this. Sports and entertainment's supposed to be, wait for it, an escape from the everyday life. Every one of us has an everyday life. We may be thankful for what we have, but there's an escape that we're trying to get away from the worries of life. It doesn't mean that we don't care about certain things. It doesn't. That doesn't mean that we're trying to stick our head in the sand like some type of dumb ostrich. It means that we are trying to escape from the stresses that is driving us nuts. Waking us up in the middle of the night going, what if? Okay? So my point in saying that to all of you, whether you've been on my channel for a very long time or whether this is the first time seeing it and you've made it to the end of this almost 40-minute long video, is I have done my very best and not always done a good job to try to stay out of controversial issues. Not because I am afraid to say what I want to say. It's because people who has no business, even though they have a voice and all this bunch of stuff, have no business taking their profession, which is to entertain you and I, and impose the things that are stressing all of us out on you when you're just trying to relax for your day. Period. I've caught flack for that. I don't care. I try my very, very best to make the Bobby Dirkens channel somewhere where everybody can say, you know what? I don't care what we look like. I don't care how much money we have. I don't care who we vote for. I don't care for this, that, and the other. I just like coming here. And we kick our shoes off and we let the stresses of the day go away. I try my very best for that. So, and that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. So, all right. Well, listen, I'm going to get off of here. My wife, I can tell she's about to knock this door down. She wants to see me with my shirt off. And who wouldn't? I'm a sexy man. Take care of myself. But, all right. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. It'll let you know when I put up a video. Go check out the video that I did. Video I did tonight with Pigskin Pete. It was a great video. We talked about the game. We talked about the reasons we lost. We talked about some of the predictions for even the game in Charlotte. It's a very, very good one. We're on every Tuesday night. We did take a couple of weeks off, but we've been on every Tuesday night for basically the majority of the past 4 or 5 months. Every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard. So go ahead and check it out. You will enjoy it. It'll be the best decision you've made since, I don't know, brushing your teeth this morning and washing your hands after you took a dump and wiped. All right. I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up. I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.